You close your eyes, and you try to see it. The dream, the number in your bank account, the person, the house. The life you swore was just a few visualizations away. And for a moment, it feels good. You build the scene in your mind like a painter with a perfect memory. Colors, details, emotions. You see it so clearly. But here's the hidden trap no one talks about. You're seeing it, but your body doesn't believe it. Your heart is still racing with quiet fear. Your gut still clenches when you think of money. Your chest still tightens when you imagine being fully seen. So what happens? You visualize your dream from a nervous system that's rehearsing danger, like trying to broadcast a signal through a broken antenna. The message gets scrambled. The field hears the static, not the vision. And yet, you keep showing up. You journal. You script. You do all the things they told you would work. But here's the truth that feels like a rupture. It's not what you think. It's what you signal. And signals don't come from fantasy. They come from coherence, from embodiment, from the subtle alignment between who you are and what you carry. See, manifestation doesn't respond to image. It responds to imprint, the felt sense, the frequency, the invisible signature your body is always sending out. So if you're feeling stuck, maybe it's not that you're not doing it right. Maybe it's that you're not being in the right signal. But there's another way, a softer way, not from thought, but from presence, not from trying, but from tuning. And this leads us into something deeper. It's not that visualization is wrong. It's that most people are using it from the wrong place inside themselves. You sit still. You imagine abundance. You picture ease, joy, wealth, love, all of it. But beneath the surface, there's tension, there's grasping, there's a whisper of doubt humming beneath every image. Because the truth is, you're imagining abundance while rehearsing scarcity in your nervous system. And that creates a split. One part of you reaching forward, another part pulling back. Here's what's really happening beneath the surface. Visualization lights up the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that can plan, create, dream. But if the body, the limbic system, the subconscious, the somatic memory of safety or fear is not on board, then your signal is fractured. Your transmission is scrambled. Because the quantum field, this vast intelligence that responds to resonance, doesn't tune into imagination. It tunes into embodiment. It listens to your vibration, not your vision board. It echoes your frequency, not your fantasies. And if that frequency is coded with fear, lack, or unworthiness, no amount of mental rehearsing can override it. But here's where we soften. It's not your fault. You were taught to manifest with your mind, but not with your body. You were told to think positively, but never shown how to feel safely. You weren't taught to speak the field's real language. But you can remember. Let's begin there. Let's come back to the body. Let's come back to coherence. The field doesn't speak English. It doesn't care how well you phrase your affirmations. It doesn't respond to grammar or eloquence or how many times you repeat the same line in your journal. Because the quantum field translates vibration, not vocabulary. Your body is a radio tower. Every cell, a transmitter. Every emotion, a pulse. Every belief, a broadcast. And most thoughts? Just static, flickering sparks across the surface of a deeper signal. You can say, I am abundant, 1,000 times a day. But if your body clenches when the bill comes, that's the frequency the field hears. Because language is secondary to emotion. And emotion, even that is shaped by something deeper, belief. But belief, too, is not a conscious choice. It's an imprint, a memory etched into your tissues, a signal your body keeps rehearsing on loop. This is why your best affirmations fall flat, if your body doesn't believe what your mouth is saying. So what's the real work? Not speaking at reality, but speaking from resonance, from regulation, from the quiet, grounded knowing of coherence. This is what we call a quantum affirmation. Not a sentence you force, but a state you inhabit. Because in the end, it's not about what you say. It's about what's saying you. The energy behind the words. The frequency behind the effort. And when that signal is clear, reality doesn't need convincing. It simply reflects. So what is a quantum affirmation? Let's be clear. It's not a mantra, not a chant, not a line you force into the mirror, hoping it eventually sticks. It's not about repetition. It's about recalibration, because in the quantum, alignment always outweighs effort. And reality isn't echoing what you say the most. It's echoing what your nervous system has accepted as normal. This is the subtle, sacred shift. Traditional affirmations live in the conscious mind. They're willpower, rehearsal, repetition. But quantum affirmations? They live in the subconscious body. Their attunement, their alignment, their truth felt, not said. There are 3 keys. Felt truth. It must feel real in the body, even just a little. A whisper of resonance. A spark of yes. Emotional congruence. If your words create a wince inside, you're affirming resistance, not reality. Present tense frequency. Not I will be safe. Not I hope I'm worthy. But I am the field that safety knows. I'm the resonance of worthiness now. Because here's the truth that unlocks everything. The quantum doesn't respond to what you hope is true. It responds to what you've normalized as real, what you've embodied as familiar, what your nervous system says yes to without flinching. So forget the scripts. Forget the mirrors. Let's go deeper. Let's teach your body a new signal. Let's rewire the frequency beneath the words. Let's begin the method now. And the body must begin to remember. Because true affirmation isn't thought. It's nervous system memory. You don't rewire your life by saying new things. You rewire it by feeling new things. Enough times for your body to believe they're safe. The subconscious doesn't respond to logic. It responds to pattern and charge. Repetition paired with emotional energy. Over time, that becomes reality. Not intellectually, but biologically. Your nervous system memorizes what it feels repeatedly. Not what it hears once in a while on a podcast. Not what it writes in a journal with clenched teeth. What it embodies. So when you say, I am safe, but your stomach knots in silence. Your breath shortens when they don't text back. Your chest tightens at uncertainty. The signal is scrambled. The body hasn't caught up to the words. Because you don't affirm your future by thinking it. You affirm it by becoming the kind of signal that no longer doubts it. And that requires a new kind of practice. One that doesn't just speak to the mind, but tunes the body. This is where micro-affirmation tuning begins. Not shouting your desires into the void, but whispering new truths into your cells. Gently, repeatedly, until the signal sticks. Because when a nervous system believes it, the field reflects it. Now we begin the practice. Most people try to speak their way into a new feeling. I am enough. I am powerful. I am safe. But the body just blinks. Neutral. Disconnected. Unmoved. Because the body doesn't follow language. It follows resonance. It listens to vibration. It trusts what feels familiar, not what sounds good. This is the first step of the method. State first. Word second. Before you utter a single affirmation, you attune. You regulate. You become the signal first. How? You breathe. Not just casually, consciously. Slow. Low. Into the belly. You tell your body, we're safe now. You touch. A palm over your heart. A hand resting on your solar plexus. Grounding. Anchoring. Soothing. And then, you access memory. Or imagination. You call in a moment, real or created, when you felt what you're trying to affirm. 1 second of peace. 1 moment of joy. 1 glimpse of already having. Because this isn't about tricking the body. It's about reminding it. When you do this, something shifts. Your breath slows. Your chest opens. The static clears. And in that stillness, the signal sharpens. This is the electromagnetic coherence the field responds to. This is what makes the words land. So now, we build the posture. Not a thought, but a state. The body leads. Then the words come through. Now we begin, not to force, but to tune. Not to say something new, but to become someone deeper. This is your quantum affirmation practice. 3 steps. A ceremony of recalibration. Step 1. Regulate. Close your eyes. Place 1 hand over your heart, the other on your belly. Let your breath soften. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow, gentle, steady. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Melt the tension behind your eyes. You don't need to protect right now. You don't need to earn this moment. Let your body soften its defenses. Feel the ground beneath you. You are held. Step 2. Resonate. Now, call an emotion. Not the image. Not the thing. just the feeling it would bring. What does it feel like? To already be supported? Already seen? Already safe? Let it rise. Even if it's faint, trust it. A spark is enough. Let the emotions swirl in your chest. Your cells. Your field. You're not asking. You are remembering. Step 3, recite. And now, when the feeling is here, let the words come through. Gently. Like they're being whispered from you, not by you. It's safe to let this be real now. This frequency already knows how to hold me. I am not chasing. I am confirming. Pause. Feel. Let the silence do its work. Let the signals sink deeper than thought. Don't try to make it happen. Let imprint. You've been taught to think your way into alignment, to speak it, to script it, to declare it over and over again. But the quantum field, it's not listening to your words. It's listening to your baseline. And your baseline lives in one place. The body. Because your body is not a follower. It's a lighthouse, a transmitter, a rhythmic, pulsing broadcast of everything you believe is safe to feel. Your body is the signal. It speaks without needing words. And it's always broadcasting. So ask yourself, what's your posture saying? Are your shoulders curled in protection or open in trust? What's your breath saying? Is it shallow with bracing or deep with allowance? What's your silence saying? Is it humming with safety or ringing with vigilance? This is vibrational neuroscience. Chronic fear? It creates magnetic incoherence. The signal goes fuzzy. Safety? It creates electromagnetic harmony. The field becomes a mirror. You don't manifest from what you say is true. You manifest from what your body has normalized as true. This is why the real work is not to force the affirmation to fit your state, but to attune your state to the affirmation. Let the words be the tuning fork. Let the body do the echoing. Because in the end, the field doesn't believe what you declare. It reflects what you regulate. This is the frequency that changes everything. Emotional coherence. It's not just feeling good. It's not about staying positive. It's about inner alignment, where your thoughts, your emotions, and your nervous system are all saying the same thing. No inner arguments. No subtle tension between what you hope is true and what your body still braces against. Coherence is when your system relaxes into truth, not just intellectually, but energetically. It's the safety of feeling without collapsing. It's stillness without suppression. It's being able to hold joy without waiting for the other shoe to drop. Picture this. Coherence is the still lake that reflects the sky with clarity. Incoherence is the storm that distorts the signal. When the waters of your emotional field are calm, the sky, the signal, reflects back perfectly. But when there's turbulence inside, even the most beautiful intention gets lost in the waves. This is why affirmations don't need volume. They need alignment. When said from coherence, a whisper becomes magnetic. So let's feel it now. Breathe, soften, drop in from that space. Gently speak this. It's safe to be this version of me now. Don't force it. Just feel the echo, not the power in the words, the power in the resonance. When your whole being agrees, the field listens. And when the field listens, reality reorganizes. Let's flip everything you've been taught about manifestation. You don't need to create the future. You don't need to force it into being. You certainly don't need to chase it. Because here's the secret. The field doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to pattern. And your nervous system, it's not interested in quantum leaps that feel unsafe. It's not impressed by big dreams that register as threat. It wants one thing, familiarity. So stop trying to manifest miracles. Start creating familiarity with the frequency of the life you say you want. Not someday. Now, posture, in micro-moments, presence, in breath. Because the truth is, affirmation is not about future promises. It's about present identity. Not I will be, not it's coming, but I'm already learning how to hold this. I'm already safe enough to feel this. This is not new to me. It's just now becoming familiar. You're not here to convince the field. You're here to convince your body that it's safe to become who you've always been. So speak less like you're casting a spell into the void, and more like you're reminding your cells of a truth they already know. Normalize the signal, and the field will reflect the norm. You've been told. Repeat your affirmations every day, morning and night. Write them. Speak them. Say them 10 times, 100 times. But here's what most people never learn. Repetition without emotion is just noise. You can say the same phrase 1,000 times, but if your body doesn't feel it, if your nervous system stays cold and unresponsive, then nothing imprints. Nothing changes, because the subconscious doesn't store language. It stores emotion. It holds on to what moved you, what shook you, what made your breath catch, even for a second. Emotion is the glue that seals memory. Not thought, not logic, feeling. This is why you don't remember what was said in the most important moments of your life. You remember what was felt, so your new ritual becomes precise. Speak it only when you feel it, or wait until you do. That's the magic. A single, coherent affirmation, spoken once from full-body resonance, has more power than 1,000 mechanical repetitions. Quality over quantity, signal over volume, embodiment over effort. Let your affirmations become emotional experiences, not mental checkboxes. Let them land. Let them move something, because the field doesn't hear how many times you say it. It hears how deeply you mean it. Now we make it real, lived, subtle, daily, because quantum work doesn't just happen in ceremony. It happens in the in-between moments, in the rituals no one sees, in the ways you speak to life without words. We call these quantum anchor points, micro moments where you tune your field back into coherence. Not grand gestures, just sacred repetition, infused with presence. When you wash your hands, I release the old signal. When you close a door behind you, I step into the frequency of trust. When you place a hand on your heart before sleep, I am safe to receive. Not affirmations, identity imprints, tiny recalibrations, telling your body, this is who we are now, over and over, until it no longer feels new, until it feels like home. Because the quantum field isn't impressed by intensity. It doesn't respond to the dramatic. It responds to the consistent, the regulated, the normalized. So anchor the signal, again and again, in the quiet spaces. Turn your life into a practice. Turn your nervous system into a transmitter. Turn this moment, any moment, into a return to your field. This is where practice becomes presence, where change becomes rhythm, where identity becomes ritual. Because true transformation doesn't just happen in the stillness of meditation. It happens in motion, in the small, unnoticed moments of daily life. That's where you build the signal, not by thinking more, but by remembering again and again who you are becoming. We call them quantum anchor points, micro moments, simple gestures, subtle, sacred acts of field tuning. When you wash your hands, let it be more than hygiene. I release the old signal. When you close a door behind you, feel the shift. I enter the frequency of trust. When you lay your hand on your heart before sleep, I'm safe to receive. These are not just affirmations. They're identity imprints, not spoken at the universe, but whispered into the nervous system. No pressure, no performance, just consistency, just remembrance. Because the quantum field doesn't respond to intensity. It doesn't require drama. It reflects what's repeated with calm coherence. And the more often you return to this frequency, the more familiar it becomes, the more magnetic it becomes, the more you it becomes. So build these anchors into your day. Let life become the altar. Let breath become the ceremony. Let presence be the practice. Because every moment you attune, you tune the field, and the field always listens. This is the return. Not to something new, but to something ancient. Something that's always been yours. Beneath the noise, beneath the trying. Because the most magnetic affirmations don't ask, they remember. They don't reach forward with desperation. They rise up with recognition. Not please let this happen. But of course it's safe now. This is the soul shift. You're not affirming to get something. You are affirming to become something. And that something is already here. Already humming beneath your skin. Already encoded in your field. Already waiting, not to be achieved, but to be normalized. You're not broadcasting desire anymore. You're stabilizing remembrance. Every breath, every micro moment, every anchor is a quiet reclamation. This is who I've been all along. This is who I am when I'm not in fear. This is what happens when I stop trying to prove my worth and start letting it echo. So let's seal it. One final recitation. Not from hope, not from force, from stillness. Say it slowly. Feel it completely. I no longer visualize what might be. I stabilize what already is. Let the silence hold it. Let your body register it. Let your field catch the new rhythm. This is not a performance. This is a remembering. And now, you're home in it. There's nothing to force now. Nothing to fix. Nothing to chase. Only this. A frequency to remember. A signal to keep coming home to. Quietly. Softly. Powerfully. So this week, speak less. Radiate more. Let your field speak for you. Let your breath tell the truth. Let your posture transmit safety. Let your stillness echo coherence. Because every emotion is a command. Every breath is a broadcast. Every pause is a signal. This is how the field listens. Not through effort, through embodiment. So no more trying to convince the universe. No more rehearsing a future that feels far away. You don't need to visualize. You only need to become the frequency that makes receiving normal. Let that be your North Star. Not an action plan, but a state. A subtle, stabilized identity. One breath at a time. And as you move through your day, remember, the most magnetic people aren't loud. They're clear. The most powerful affirmations aren't shouted. They're felt. Now, one soft invitation. In the comments, drop one word. The frequency you're anchoring this week. Safety. Trust. Worth. Openness. Ease. Name it. Let it be known. To the field. To yourself. Because this work doesn't end when the video ends. It echoes. In your cells. In your breath. In your becoming. Let that be enough.